Hey there, film fans. I'm Amy Rose Eisenbach with AMC Movie News. All around the internet this morning, we have heard news that Joseph Gordon-Levitt will be playing Batman in the upcoming Justice League film from Warner Brothers. Big news indeed. Joining me this morning is John Campia, who's the senior editor of AMC Movie News. Now, John, what do you think about this news, and do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm fascinated by this. And first of all, let's be really clear here. The news that's being reported right now is that it could be. Warner Brothers hasn't confirmed or denied this, so this is not official. Let's get that really out on the table right now. But it is coming from sources right now that I trust a lot. A reporter in particular named Drew McWeeny over at HitFix has been reporting this. He's generally rock solid. So could this be true? Yeah, it could be true. This very much could be true. And I just wanted to say, first of all, a big I told you so to everybody who tried to argue with me that said, no, they're just setting Joseph Gordon-Levitt up to be Robin at the end of the last Batman film. And I said, no, they're not. They're not setting up to be Robin. So this is just a big I told you so to everybody. I think there are two aspects of this story. One is why I think this could be a great idea. And number two, why I think this could be a terrible idea. Let's start with the terrible. Number one, the reason why I would hate this news, if this does end up being true, that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is the new Batman, the first thing I hate about this news is Joseph Gordon-Levitt is simply too small a guy.
He is small.
It's like getting Pauly Shore to play He-Man. It makes no sense. He is a small, tiny... I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Love him. But he is just too tiny of a guy to play the most physically brooding and intimidating human being to walk the face of the earth, Batman. Can't do it. Second thing I hate about this is in The Dark Knight Rises, they established that his character can't even fight.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman had to save him a couple of times. Batman only met him a couple... This is one of my big complaints about The Dark Knight Rises, is that Batman only met this guy a couple times. It's like, yeah, I'm going to hand over my secret to you, my cave, my toys, everything. You're the new Batman, even though I know nothing about you, and you can't fight, and you're about 5-foot hobbit. It just didn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. But the biggest thing I would not like about this news is the fact that how on earth can you start a Justice League franchise? Now, let's ignore the fact for a second that part of the rumor is that he could play Batman even before Justice League. But how can you start a Justice League without Bruce Wayne as Batman?
You can't.
I can't fathom that. It makes no sense. Now, that means you leave Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy behind, as Christopher Nolan intended, and you move on with a new Batman, a new world. I just don't get how you have a Batman who is not Bruce Wayne at the start of a new franchise. Makes no sense to me. Now, on the other side of the coin, there are reasons why I would love this news. Number one, we already stated, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He is a fabulous actor.
He is.
He's great in everything he does. He brings so much to the characters he inhabits. He's fantastic. It's never a mistake to draft talent, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is talent. Second thing is, even though Christopher Nolan intended his trilogy to end, there is something to be said about continuing on that story. Now, I've made arguments for and against the idea of continuing on Christopher Nolan's, but you can't ignore the upside. There is upside to continuing on this incredible universe that Christopher Nolan set up. So that would be an upside. Also, on a positive side, it would show to me that Warner Brothers has a plan. Because up till now, and in all the previous attempts to bring Justice League to the big screen, it's looked very haphazard. It's looked very thrown together, just kind of reactionary instead of consistent, purposeful planning. And this, to me, would kind of show a plan in the whole thing. So, could Joseph Gordon-Levitt being Batman be real? Absolutely could be real. I trust the sources we're hearing this from, although it has not been confirmed. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? I gotta say the bad idea parts outweigh the good idea. I don't like this news.
What if he beefed up a lot?
He would have to beef up so much. And I'm not quite sure there are steroids that will grow you from 5'10" to 6'3". But now there was Christian Bale. Christian Bale wasn't a giant man, but he was very physically built. But there are upsides. Even though I wouldn't like this news in general, there are enough potential upsides to it that I would keep an open mind, and let's see what happens. Maybe Warner Brothers has something really cool in mind, and let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I just got to tell you, as a fan, my first reaction is not real positive.
I love him, so I want to believe it's good news, but I kind of agree, especially compared to Christian Bale when you literally see them in the same scene together, and it's like not apples to apples. So we'll see. It'll be very interesting. Well, we want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the news? Do you think Joseph Gordon-Levitt would be a good Batman? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, I'm Amy Rose Eisenbach with AMC Movie News.